Hey guys, Gemma ASD rocks. So one of the, benefits of going through everything that you own is finding certain things that you just never thought that meant anything until you saw them 17 years later. I used to read this book to Bo. It's each of the animals they're fuzzy, so the book is a regular book, but every animal, that you can touch them and pat them. And for the years that I read this book to Bo, made him laugh. It starts off with this rooster, and the page is just a normal shiny page. I don't know if you can see, it's like a sort of but the rooster is this felt, touch thing. And the same with the dog. And Bo, we tried to get him to touch it, and he never, ever, ever did. He would see me doing this to show him to touch it, to feel the different textures, to feel how the rooster felt. And so he would take my hand with his hand, and he would do that, but he never ever felt it. He never felt it himself. And I would make funny noises. The sheep's head is a regular page, but the bodies, they're all felt, and the dog is felt. And never in any, when I was pulling out these boxes today and finding all his old books that honestly I haven't read in nearly 15 years. And I showed it to him. And I said, do you remember this book? I used to read this book to you every day, because he was completely nonverbal at the time. And I would say, where is the dog? And he couldn't speak, but he could make animal noise. He could, he would take my finger in his hand and he would pat them, or I would say, especially with the pig one, he loved the pig one, and he'd take my finger and he'd say, I'd say, where is the pig? And he'd put my finger on the pig with his hand. But he never in his life touched this book. And today I pulled it out and I said, oh my gosh, Bo, look at this book. Do you remember this book? We spent days, hours of days, just going over the same thing. Me touching, him putting my finger. Never has he touched this book, and today he picked it up. He went through every animal and he touched them. Every single animal. He didn't read it, which is his natural state to read. he just went through every page and he just touched each animal. And it is so hard to explain to anyone who hasn't lived that life. After 18 years of so many successes for him, one of my biggest successes was seeing him just touch the animals on this book. It's not like I had given up. I'd just forgotten about it. You know, it was one of the books that, you know, we tried everything. Tactile, visual, auditorial, everything to get him talking, to get him verbal. And all of them have clearly been a success. I'm not weeping from pain. But I don't think I ever expected to see him ever touch this book, because he just never did. He just never did. I haven't seen this book, honestly, in it's got to be 15 years. It was at the bottom of a box somewhere. And I know I've got the video. I know I've got a video of it. I do. I know I've got a video of him somewhere. I have a video of him. I think even, I don't know if it was with his dad or with me, where, you know, he's got his hand on my hand touching the book. The same way when we're clapping, he would put his hands on my hands and I would clap. The same way if I wanted him to touch a dog or pat something, he would put his hand on my hand. It was like I was his safety barrier. And I never saw it that way before. I never saw it that way before. That's not what he said today, and I did not want to trigger any deep emotions in him or make him feel wrong or bad, because he hadn't done what every other kid does. But to see him sit there in his own time and touch and feel every single animal that honestly a 1-year-old would do. After 18 years, he did it. And it just goes to show. It just goes to show that it's never too late. Because I know that every little chick that he touched, I just sat there, I just watched him in awe as he just flipped through nonchalant to this book and just did the one thing that he could never do before. Guys, don't give up on your kids. Don't give up on anyone. They may not be able to give you what what you, I don't know, they may not be able to give you what you need at the time, but after 18 years seeing him do this, it's brought me to clear emotions. There's a part of me, there's a small part of me that cherishes it because I know I didn't give up. And while this was never a goal, he still ticked a goal from 18 years ago. This kid never ceases to amaze me with his commitment. His commitment to his family, to being the best human being he can be. Just in the time that he can be it. Because he wasn't able to in the beginning, and 18 years later, it wasn't like a real, he didn't quickly sort of slide through the pages and touch. It was a really intentional, it was almost like he was connecting with his 1-year-old self and just touching it in such a way that a 1-year-old might, like the possibility of 2 parts of his brain from the deepest, darkest memories that he has to the now, and then just bang, connecting and being a part of that incredible process, and knowing that time is of no importance. Only life is important. And today was both confronting, painful, joyful, proud mama moment. Bo didn't really, Bo wasn't sort of he just made a connection. But the emotional content for me, was enough to possibly get me through the next 18 years. Don't give up, guys. Don't give up on your kids. I've seen so many parents give up on their kids. Don't do it. Don't give up on anyone. Not if they make you a better person. Bo has really made me a better person. Finn has made me a better person. Why? Why would you want to struggle alone when love abounds you and you have the opportunity to show someone that there is such a thing as a lifelong commitment, undying love, happiness ever after? That's what I promise. I always have, and I always will. And today I got that back. without a word from him, without him having to express his emotions, his feelings, without him having to speak one word, just to see him go through every page and touch the one thing we couldn't get him to do, to touch each animal and feel the fuzziness of it. That is my fat puddin' snoring next to me, the love of my life, my emotional support pet. It helps me go on and up. And you can too. Don't let the bad times get you down. Just think, it's only 18 years away where you will stand flabbergasted, fulfilled with so much love, and to know that your life was worth something, that you created something, that you helped someone to be someone better. True joy. True joy. I shall be sleeping with this book tonight. Night, guys. ASD. Tonight it rocks.